Wow, pretty proud of myself. Could not have timed this video any better because it's just about time for second breakfast. Hey guys, what is up? I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Hopefully it's a little warmer where you are than where I am right now. And today we are going to be eating all of my pregnancy cravings. If you couldn't already tell by the title, and that is why you're here, because pregnancy cravings are super interesting and everyone's is a little bit different, though there are some consistencies across the board. Usually pickles, but I thought this video would be super fun to do. I saw Colleen Ballinger do this video and I thought it was really interesting seeing the types of food she was eating versus what I was eating, and I thought, you know what? I'm off duty today, so let's eat some food. I am currently 16 weeks along right now. Well, you can't really tell. You can't really see the bump because big sweater. By the way, in case you're wondering why I'm always sitting in my videos, it's because I can't get both the countertop and me in a video at the same time. Chris is gonna be joining in and trying some of these foods as well. We're gonna start with some breakfast foods and we're gonna work our way through the day. I feel like my arms are really long in this video. Do you see this? This is a weird camera angle. I'm too lazy to change it. So the first one I wanna talk about is one that really helped me a lot in that first trimester when I was really sick, and that is some homemade chocolate chip banana bread or banana muffins that my mother-in-law made. Now I just have one slice here. This was not enough for me. No, I had more like 4 every morning, but we're eating a lot of food today. But I always had it warmed up with some butter on top. It just sat really well in my stomach. It absorbed a lot of the excess like acids and everything. I had a lot of, I took a lot of Gaviscon for a while there. I never ended up with any sort of stomach ache afterwards, or like I had to like lie down for a bit. It's just, and it's so like, I hate this word so much, but it applies here, moist. It is just a very rich and delicious banana bread. And like, I mean, you can't go wrong with banana loaf, you know? And oftentimes like the kids would help Trish, my mother-in-law, make all these different banana loaves and banana muffins and all these different things. And yeah, no, I ate basically all of them. Oh, it's so good. By the way, none of this food will be going to waste at all. All of this food will be either packaged up immediately or eaten between myself or any of the children. Also Chris, obviously. Chris will also be eating a lot of this. Okay, this next food is a little weird, maybe, for some of you, but I'm telling you, it is delicious. I probably started this craving like maybe a month ago or so, and it's something that my dad had a lot when I was growing up, and yeah, I just thought of it randomly, and I was like, I need it. And it is shredded wheat, like those big bricks of shredded wheat, most often associated with the elderly, or at least from the commercials that I remember growing up. They're so good though. Don't judge them. And so what I would do is I have a nice bowl of warm milk, like a cat, and then I would take either shredded wheat or these are like muffets. I never had these, but this is what was on sale. So we bought some. And then I would take out probably 2 of the muffet ones, but like 1 of the shredded wheat ones because they're a little bit bigger. And then we just plop it in to the warm milk, get it all, you know, soaking up all that milky goodness. And then the piece de resistance, we take some peach jam. This is the President's Choice Black Label peach jam, and it is phenomenal. If you like a good like chunky jam, which I know is not everyone's vibe, but like I love it. And I would just take some of this, and now there's a way of doing this, just so you know. I would take the jam, and first you have to put some into the milk first. Half of it goes into the milk so that it makes the milk kind of sweet and it like warms up some of the peach jam. And then the rest goes on top of the shredded wheat / muppet. And then you turn it over and then you just like dig into it. And still, like this is still a craving of mine, and I have this almost every single morning. Like gotta grab a little bit of the peach jam, a little bit of the shredded wheat, some milk. Chris is home. Okay, Chris, you need to try this.
Oh, this is your
my weird, I don't know, breakfast soup. Come sit.
It doesn't look great.
It's so good. Did you get the peach jam with it?
Yes, I mean.
This is very important. It's an important part of it.
Actually, you know what? That's better than I thought.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel vindicated.
It's like a mini wheat. Like
yes.
A big, kind of soggy mini wheat.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll take that. I like the peach jam with it. You have to get the big pieces of peach jam with it. That's the best part. It's like finding all of the marshmallows in Lucky Charms.
You ever try it with brown sugar?
instead of peach jam.
No.
Just add more. Should I put some caramel sauce on top? I'm glad you like that.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you. Next up is actually a pretty common breakfast food, but it isn't a food that I would normally have reached for, like pre-pregnancy, but it's something I have wanted so much this pregnancy, and that is scrambled eggs. And Chris makes a phenomenal scrambled egg, and I just will eat like a giant bowl of it with an English muffin. They're nice and creamy and phenomenal, but like I'm not as good at making them. For whatever reason, they're just not as creamy. They're just really good, and they're good for you. Nice protein, you know? So good. You want some scrambled eggs, Christopher?
Did you make them?
I do make them. They're so good.
How much pepper did you put?
I put a lot of pepper on. What's wrong with that? Is that not normal? But they're so good. Yum. Now let's move on to lunch, dinner foods. One of the cravings that I really loved early on in the pregnancy, I talked about it a little bit in the announcement video, and that was salads. I had so many salads with Julia when I was pregnant with Julia as well. But this time around, same sort of thing. Lots of like carrots and dip, a lot of salads, and I needed on my salads every single time this giant bag of crispy fried onions. It's like having chips with your salad. And like, I'm not mad at that. So I would sprinkle a huge handful of these on top of my salad with cucumbers and tomatoes, balsamic. I would either do like a Boursin cheese or a goat cheese or something on top. And it was just so good. These things, like, I mean, you could just eat them out of the bag. This is what I'm gonna do right now. But like, this is what they look like. Just like little crunchy things. Oh, they smell so good. Phenomenal. Just like fried, crispy deliciousness. Super salty. I love them. Yum. Another thing that I always want when I'm pregnant, and I think it's because most of the time I can't have it or it's not recommended to have, and that is sushi. Now, obviously there are different types of sushi. There is cooked sushi and there is raw sushi. It is recommended not to consume any raw fish or anything like that while you're pregnant. So I ended up having a lot of California rolls with the fake crab in it, which is actually cooked pollock. So again, it is safe. And I would just have this like ravenous craving for it. And so I would finish my dinner and then I'd be like, I need sushi. So I'd have my sushi, tons of soy sauce, tons of wasabi as well. And I would just sit there and demolish this entire thing after just having finished dinner. And I liked it nice and spicy too. Like I wanted a lot more wasabi than I would have normally put in. And again, everyone's taste preference for spicy food. You might see this and be like, that's not spicy, Rachel. But for me, this is a lot more than I would normally do. And I love it. I'm gonna put more wasabi on top of my sushi because I don't think I put enough in. It just got the perfect amount of kick to it. And it just like really satisfies that craving for sushi. Do you want a bite of sushi? I put some wasabi in.
Later.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have
Mom's
sushi
birthday.
again. Yeah, that's right. It's my mother-in-law's birthday today. So we're gonna have more sushi. Ready? Ready? Ow. It's not the same as like going to a restaurant and where they're like professionals that like, you
Or
know.
being in California or British
Japan-
Columbia
Japan.
or Japan.
Well, it's good for what I can have right now. Let me have this one. Next up on the lunch list, I feel like every pregnancy craving video needs to have some sort of fast food element to it, and mine is no exception. So for me, mine was A&W, and not just anything from A&W. No. It had to be the chubby chicken strips. Chicken fingers for life. I remember there's one day, oh my gosh, they smell so good. There was one day in particular and we were heading to a friend's house or something and we hadn't told anyone that we were pregnant yet. And so I was feeling so sick and I just needed something to sit in my stomach and sit well in my stomach. And I was like, chicken fingers. That's the only thing I would be able to eat. Not a hamburger, not a chicken sandwich. I didn't want any bread, just protein. And it worked. I felt so much better afterwards. A&W, thank you. And of course, there's literally no point in having chicken fingers if you don't have it with like plum sauce or sweet and sour sauce or honey mustard. You tell I like the sweet sauces. Oh, and they're still warm. They're so good. You want a bite? Oh, you didn't get any plum sauce.
I don't want to pop.
Oh, you're a hooligan.
Good though.
Wow. A craving that you guys have probably seen on Insta Story if you follow me along on Instagram If you want to know more about what I'm eating or what makeup I'm wearing, you can go follow me there. But this one is like a staple, and this has been a staple for like basically every single pregnancy, right, Chris?
Which one?
The PC
Oh, yeah.
white cheddar.
I buy it in bulk.
In bulk. Thank you, Evan. This is purchased in bulk. We buy so many of these and I go through every one of them. This is so good. It has that nice bite of the white cheddar. It's not too much. It's nice and creamy. I usually overcook the macaroni, which is perfect for me. And then what I do is I always need to make sure that I add a ton of pepper on top. Like a ton. So first you gotta do the first layer, and then you gotta mix it a little bit, because then you can get some more pepper on. Then you add some more pepper on top. Gotta make it super peppery. It's delicious. This is actually your lunch today, Christopher.
Not the chicken fingers.
No, you can't have my chicken fingers. No. This is a pregnancy craving, but Chris will have it with me if I do make it. So.
It's kind of garbage food, so I don't eat it if you're not pregnant. But if it's here, I mean...
That's well, bye. And I know you're probably wondering, Rachel, where are the pickles? I know. Don't worry, it's coming now. Because something that I have been really enjoying with this pregnancy in particular is salmon, canned salmon, and I have it in a multitude of different ways. And of course, into said salmon goes a lot of pickles. So first of all, canned salmon. So I know that in pregnancy, you have to be careful with how much of different types of fish that you are consuming. There are safer alternatives out there, obviously. So this isn't something I have all of the time, but it's something I just had like a stint of like a week where it was all I could think about. So I mixed the canned salmon with Dijon and mayo, salt and pepper. If I have dill on hand, I really want to throw in a ton of dill because that is just like the perfect combo for me. And then of course, pickles. Gotta cut up a whole ton of pickles, just chop them and like stick them right in. And then I'll have this is a little too big, let's quarter it. Either as like salmon melts, kind of like tuna melts, and I'll put them on like an English muffin and put some cheese on top, or I'll have it with crackers like it's a dip. And we'll get to the crackers in a second. Those are very important. I have a very specific kind of cracker. And it's really delicious, full of protein. I mean, salmon is very good for you. Do you see how much pickle I'm throwing in here? Like, I'm not even done yet. I know pickles are such a quintessential pregnancy food group. Yes, it's a food group. And then the types of crackers that I like are the Breton ones. And Chris gets a giant pack of them. This isn't even all of them. Like we have like another 3 of these packages downstairs. They have a bunch of different flavors, and my favorite are these ones, which are the rectangular ones. And I usually have a box of these on my nightstand because I usually get hungry in the middle of the night and I just need something to settle my stomach. Otherwise, I will wake up and feel super sick. Must have crackers in all places at all times. I even have some in my purse. Okay, so I'm just going to put some on. Normally I just kind of like dip it in and just put a whole bunch on. Tried to get a nice, good, balanced cracker for you.
Dude, that has mayo in it.
No, it's so good. Fine, I'll let you slide on this one. It's very good. It's so pickly. I feel like I don't just like open up a can and like eat a whole bunch of pickles, except in Winnipeg.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
pickled beets though.
Oh, pickled
That's not a pregnancy
beets.
craving. That's just human craving.
That's just a human craving. You just need those in your life. They're so good. Only homemade ones though. Your grandma makes the best pickled beets in the world. Does she have a recipe for it? Can I take it? Oh, I have other food to eat. That'll be my snack later. Not all of it at once. But part of it will be my snack. Another thing that I really needed a lot of, especially when I was feeling really, really sick early on, I needed a lot of cream of mushroom soup, like full on good old Campbell's. Cream of mushroom soup from a can was a staple for me. And not just that, sometimes what I would do is I would take some pasta, especially bow ties. I mean, can we all agree that bow tie pasta is the best shaped pasta there is? Unless it's like the Katie, what was it? They did all the shapes. And what I'll do is I will take the cream of mushroom soup. I will use about half a can of milk to the concentrate versus like a full can of milk. So it's a little bit thicker. And then I will, sounds so gross. I will pour it over top of pasta. And it just makes it creamy. It's a little bit of a sauce. It feels very comforting for me. Again, it sits really well when you're feeling real sick. So I just like take some, and I like it like chunkier. I like the cream of mushroom soup with like the chunks in it. And I'll just pour it on top. Just like that. It's so good. Oh, pepper. We can't forget pepper. Man, like seeing all of my pregnancy cravings out like one right after the other, like I thought I was pretty normal with my cravings. I was like, I don't know, salads and stuff, lemonade. But now that I'm sitting down, I realize how strange some of them are. And then it's just like, I don't know, soupy, delicious pasta. Nice and creamy. And very comforting, you know? And Chris will have this with me. This isn't just me. Chris, you'll eat some of this mushroom soup pasta, right?
If I have to.
What? I thought you enjoyed it. This whole time I was just thinking that he was gonna enjoy it too, but apparently he just eats it because I do. Okay, now let's go on to like snacky foods. And I feel like, maybe this is just my experience with it, but I feel like pregnant women are like very snacky. I'm just always hungry. I'm either not hungry at all or I'm constantly hungry. There's no in between for me. I'm grazing all day like a sheep or a cow or something. Another one, it isn't really a snack, but it is something that I had throughout the day and I had to make them from scratch, and it's ginger chews. I'm gonna find the recipe so I can like talk about it. Now you can obviously buy ginger chews. There was a really good one from Chimes. I tried one of them because Chris bought some because I wasn't feeling very well. But I'm allergic to nuts and they make like a peanut and ginger flavored one, so couldn't eat the rest of them. But the recipe of the one that I made is from the website heartofwellness.org, and they had a ginger chew recipe on there. That's the one that I followed, but that was like crucial for me, and I'm so glad that I took the time to make them. It was 100% worth it for me. Actually, my dad really enjoyed them just because he enjoys ginger. And yeah, it was a really good recipe, so highly recommend that one. Next up, this one I took from my daughter. I mean, technically we bought it for her for school, and then I saw them and I was like, well, I need to eat all of these. Sorry, Julia. And that is goldfish crackers. And it's so funny that I wanted these and all of these different salty snacks because I am such a sweets girl. You guys know I love my cookies, I love brownies, I love baking sweet things. And this entire pregnancy, I've really, not until like now, I'm starting to bake cookies again. Don't worry, have no fear. But up until now, I really haven't been wanting anything sweet. So I've been all about all of the salty snacks, the Doritos, the goldfish crackers, basically anything. Another snack actually, heading into the next one, is popcorn. We actually bought a little mini popcorn maker because we want to do a popcorn maker in our basement, which we're still in the process of like just furnishing it now, but it's basically all done. Cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's so good. Well, we bought this one off of almost lost the lid. We bought this one off of Amazon. It's by Hamilton Beach. It's been working pretty well for us. It uses hot air to pop the popcorn, which is healthier until you, lost the lid again. Until you add all of the butter and salt that I put on mine. I have not wanted popcorn at all for the last 5 years. And now I make it basically every single day. Okay, apparently that was the dramatic conclusion. So we have our delicious popcorn here, but we don't leave it at just this because apparently I just need to make it super unhealthy. So I'll do a mixture of butter and a little sprinkling of some sea salt on top, and then she is good to go. You gotta mix it around. Make sure you get all the layers. This butter has a little bit of an herb seasoning to it for the next snack I'm gonna talk about, but normally it's just plain butter. And then sometimes if I'm feeling super fancy, I'll throw some goldfish crackers in there too, because then you get a little bit of the cheesy, get a little bit of the salty, buttery thing going on, you know? I just wanna sit here and eat this for the rest of the video. We'll just hang out, chat and eat some popcorn. / goldfish. And then for basically my only sweet craving that I have had so far this entire pregnancy, it is ice cream. French vanilla ice cream. This is Chapman's because it's one of the few that I can eat. And I will have this with a surprising topping because I've talked about this before and how much I'm not a big fan of it. But I will have it with caramel syrup on top. Normally, I don't like caramel syrup at all, but when I have this ice cream, I need it with this. I need it. And what I'm gonna do, because I am only having one bite of this because I have a lot of food here in front of me, I'm gonna go all in and I'm just gonna take a bite right out of the box because I can. I'm pregnant. I can do whatever I want. And like a little drizzle on top, am I right? Then we're gonna take a pickle and put it, no, I'm just kidding. Normally, I'm not a big fan of caramel. And yet it's so good with this. And I feel like ice cream is another one of those classic pregnancy cravings that a lot of women really enjoy. And I am no exception to that rule. It is very good. Also, you'll note that it is open from the side here and not from where it's supposed to be open. Where is it? Here. Don't ask me why. I don't remember who opened this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've already gotten a bunch of comments on that. And then another very specific craving that I've been having recently is for the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. They look like this. They smell unbelievable. They're nice and doughy and rich and just, again, they taste good, they're comforting, and they sit really well in my stomach, which is a common thread you've seen throughout this video. I don't eat like this all the time, but we're just talking cravings here. Like I do try and, you know, intersperse some fruits and vegetables into my daily routine as well. Oh my gosh, they're so light and flaky. There can't be any calories in this, it's too good. Chris, do you want some Cheddar Bay biscuits? They're really good. Get in here before I eat them all.
They're only really good when they're warm though.
They're so yummy.
Yeah, not good.
Right? It was a journey today.
Yeah.
We made a lot of food.
Some of it good.
All of it was delicious. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm very nice and my food is delicious. Baby thinks so anyway. This video was super fun. I hope it was fun for you because I really enjoyed it. If you like these videos, make sure you subscribe and give it a big old thumbs up, and make sure you check out these videos on the side in case you've missed any. And if you have any requests for videos, leave them down below. I get all of your Insta DMs too. I see you guys sending me all the tasty and the so yummy recipes. I get them too, don't worry, I'm on it. But I hope you guys are having an awesome, awesome weekend, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you all. Mwah. I'm just gonna sit here and eat the rest of this biscuit. I better be good with the salmon too. Is that right on top there? It was the right thing to do. I'm glad I did that. No, this is fantastic. I'm so glad I have another 4 of these.